All right, we can take example one. It could be asked a question that given that sine theta is equals to 8 over 17. Given that sine theta is equals to 8 over 17, find the value of cos theta. You could be asked to find the value of tan theta. And lastly, you could be asked to find the value of cos theta plus sine theta all over cos theta minus sine theta. Okay, this is a question that you could be given. Now, the first thing to do, we asked to find cos theta. Now, firstly, our sine theta is equals to, from our trig ratio, our sine is so, that's opposite over hypotenuse. And this one, from the question, we are given that sine theta is equals to 8 over 17. So our opposite is 8 and our hypotenuse is 17. So in the right angle triangle, opposite, which is here, is 8, while the hypotenuse, the largest side, is 17. So we don't know what our adjacent is. Now, the first thing to solve, we must get our adjacent. How do we get it? You use what we call the Pythagoras theorem. And what does it state? It says that hypotenuse square is equals to the sum of the square of the opposite, the square of the opposite plus adjacent square. That means hypotenuse square is equals to opposite square plus adjacent square. That's a Pythagoras theorem. When you add opposites, the square of the opposite, and the adjacent, the square of the adjacent, you get the hypotenuse square. So from there, this is 17. 17 square is equals to, our opposite is 8. That's 8 square plus our adjacent is x. We don't know it. X square. So 17 square is 289. 8 square is 64 plus x square. So when we solve it, our x square will be 289 minus 64. So our x square is equals to, this is 5, this is 2, and this is 2. X square is equal to 225. So for us to get our x, we take the square root of this. The square root of 225 is 15. That's the square root of 225. So our adjacent is 15. Now, the first thing, let's look for our cos theta. So therefore, our cos theta, cosine theta, is equals to, from our trig ratio, our cos is SOCA. That's adjacent over hypotenuse. Now, our adjacent, we have gotten our adjacent as 15. So this is 15 over our hypotenuse is 17. So cos theta is 15 over 17. Now let's look at tan theta. Tan theta, we know that our tan theta is opposite over adjacent. That's 12, opposite over adjacent. And our opposite here is 8. And our adjacent, what we just found, is 15. So 8 over 15. Okay, the last question says find cos theta plus sine theta over cos theta minus sine theta. So here we already know the value of cos theta to be 15 over 17. Now sine theta was already given in the question, 8 over 17. So what we will do, we will just impute the value. So cos theta plus sine theta over cos theta minus sine theta will be equals to, our cos theta is 15 over 17 plus sine theta is 8 over 17 over the same thing, 15 over 17 minus 8 over 17. We bring it out like that. So what do? We simplify the numerator, so this becomes 15 plus 8, that's 23 over 17 divided by 15 minus 8 over 17. That's 15 minus, that's 7 over 17. 15 minus 8, 7. Now from here, remove the division, introduce multiplication. So this becomes 23 over 17 times, this goes up. Why that comes down, it becomes 17 over 7. So 17 here 1, 17 here 1. So the value of this is 23 over 7. Alright, let's look at example 2. Example 2, we could have a question like this. Given that tan theta is equals to 5 over 12. So given that tan theta is equals to 5 over 12, for the range of value of theta, 0 less than theta, theta less than 90 degrees, 0 degree less than theta less than 90 degree, find the value of okay, one, we can say find the value of sine squared theta. Find the value of sine squared theta. 2, find the value of, let's say, cos theta minus sine theta. 3, find the value of cosecant theta, cosec theta. 4, we can be asked to find the value of cot theta, cotangent theta. And the last one, find the value of, okay, sine squared theta, cot theta. Okay, let's say find the value of sec theta, secant theta. Okay, the first thing we do, let's bring out what we were given. We know that our tan theta is equals to 5 over 12. And from our SOHCAHTOA, tan, which is TOA, is the same thing as opposite over adjacent. Opposite over adjacent. That means for a right angle triangle, here you have the opposite here. Our opposite is 5. Our adjacent is 12. So the first thing to look for before we even find the value of sine squared theta, cos theta minus sine theta, is to find the missing side, which is the hypotenuse. Let's assume it is y. And from my Pythagoras theorem, we know that hypotenuse square is equals to opposite square plus adjacent square. So our y square, from Pythagoras theorem, our y square is equals to 5 square plus 12 square. 5 square is 25. 12 square is 144. So our y square is equals to 169. Now our y, you take the square root of both sides. So our y will be equals to square root of 169, which is 13. That's the square root of 169, which is 13. So the next thing we do, let's find the first one. Before we find sine squared theta, the first thing we do is to find sine theta. And sine theta is the same thing as, from our trig ratio, is the same thing as opposite over hypotenuse. And our opposite here is 5. That means sine theta is 5 over hypotenuse, which you just found is 13. 5 over 13. Therefore, our sine squared theta, which is the same thing as sine theta all square, is equals to 5 over 13 all square. 5 square is what? 25. And our 13 square is 169. So sine squared theta is the same thing as 25 over 169. Alright, let's look at the second one. The second one says cos theta minus sine theta. Before we find that, we have to find what our cos theta is. So from here, our cos theta is equals to, our cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent over hypotenuse. And our adjacent here is 12. hypotenuse is 13, 12 over 13. So therefore our cos theta minus sin theta equals to 12 over 13 minus, where's our sin theta? Our sin theta is 5 over 13. 12 over 13 minus 5 over 13. So this is over 13. So 12 minus 5, that's 7. So therefore our cos theta minus sin theta is equals to 7 over 13. For the third one, we found the value of sin squared theta. We found this. Now the third one, cosec theta, cosecant theta. Now we remember that our cosec theta is the same thing as 1 over sin theta, and our sin theta is opposite over hypotenuse. Therefore our cosec theta is hypotenuse over opposite. So from here we have that our hypotenuse from the question is 13. So this is 13 over the value of sin theta from what we solved earlier. Sin theta was 5 over 13, cos theta was 12 over 13. So the cosec theta is the inverse of the sin theta. So our cosec theta is the same thing as 13 over 5. Now the fourth one, cotangent theta, cot theta is the same thing as 1 over tan theta. And from the question, we're already given that tan theta is the same thing as 5 over 12. So the cotangent theta will be the inverse of that. So from here, this becomes our cot theta is 12 over 5. The last one, secant theta. Our sec theta is the same thing as 1 over cosine theta. And from here, we already know our cos theta. Our cos theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. So secant theta will be the opposite. So our secant theta is 13 over 12. Alright, I hope you have enjoyed this lesson. This is the first part of trigonometry ratio, a sneak peek of what trigonometry ratio is all about. Trigonometry is all about. But before we go, if you have enjoyed the class, hit the like button, share to your friend, and most importantly, if you're here to subscribe, please do subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends about the Mickey Mouse class. It's a place to be. If you have any question, you can put it in the comment section. But before we go, in our usual style, this is a list of take-home fun. The first one, given that sin theta is equals to 8 over 17, for 0, the values of theta ranging from 0 less than theta less than greater than or equal to 0, less than or equal to 90 degree. Find the values of the first one is cos theta. The second one is cos theta minus sin theta over sin squared theta. And the second one, if tan alpha is equals to 21 over 20, calculate the values of the first one, 1 plus sin squared alpha, and the second one, secant alpha, and the third one, secant alpha minus cosecant alpha over secant alpha plus cosecant alpha. Do let me know the answers in the comment section. Till we meet again, stay blessed. Shalom.